Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you for joining me. If you're out there, please say hi. Let me know you're here. Um, Sorry, I'm a little bit running a few minutes late. My computer must have restarted at some point, and it's taking forever to boot back up. And I use that to check emails and stuff. But I figured we're just gonna let it do its thing over here. Um, it's an older computer. It's like me. It needs to take its time sometimes nowadays. Um, we're just gonna let it carry on and work over here. And by the time I'm done talking, it should be up and running, and I hope all okay. I really just wanted to see if it was going to start up. It was having a lot of issues. It's like me in the morning trying to get started. So Anne is here. Hello, Anne. Good to see you here. Susie is here. Hello, Susie. Thank you for being here with us. I hope you're doing well. I know you've been through a lot lately, so I hope everything's okay over there. Yeah, it's been quite the day here. Andrew is still not feeling well, so he is resting and taking it easy. I've been trying to keep an eye on him. Made some food earlier today. Kind of made some rice and eggs. A little bit of kind of more bland. I spiced it up a little bit, but not too, spicy foods. Because he's not feeling great, so he ate a little bit, and then I went over to the cottage, and I've been over there working on some packing and shipping today and trying to get some orders out from the sale that we've had in the online store. If you've ordered from that sale, we appreciate it so much. It's 20% off right now, everything in the online store. Just use discount code THANKYOU, and that will save you 20% off everything. That sale runs through this weekend. Andrew was originally going to be away through this weekend, so I had run that sale from like last weekend through this weekend to kind of cover his entire journey. But he did not go down to North Carolina because he wasn't feeling well. So the sale is still on. I didn't want to end it early because we had already put in the email and stuff when it was ending before, and if people were waiting. So we're just going to continue the sale through this weekend. But yeah, so been trying to keep caught up a little bit on that. Been trying to work on all of your orders out there for the lives and keep those things coming. I got a little bit behind here with Andrew going away and preparing him and stuff last week, so I'm trying to catch up a little bit between last week and this week with him not feeling well. It's been a little bit up in the air, but I'm reorganizing myself. I packed the car again to take stuff up to, I have to pack more that I forgot that I didn't pack, but I packed the car to take the stuff up to the store for this weekend to packing and shipping while I'm up there if it's slow. I do have a friend. Some of you remember our friend Cindy Motes. She sometimes comes on the lives and says hi. She is coming up to visit us on Friday. So she will be in the store on Friday with some friends to come up and make some stuff. So I'm excited about that. This will be the first time I don't think we saw her last year. She used to come to the Ligonier location with some friends once in a while. But I don't know if she's actually been to the Johnstown location. I don't think she has. I'm trying to think if she came during any of our grand openings or soft openings that we had, but I don't think she was able to. So that'll be exciting. I'm excited to see her and hang out a little bit. And it'll be nice to have old friends back in the store again. And then Saturday is going to be Bard Fest in Johnstown, and it seems like it's preparing to be a big deal. I had no idea. Our one friend told us about it and said they were looking for vendors, but by the time we got everything kind of worked out and figured if I was going down to Penland with Andrew and what was happening, if I was going to New Jersey, it was a little bit too late to get a permit. You need to get permits a little bit early in Johnstown for certain things like that. So I didn't have time to get a permit. And they had closed vendor applications and stuff like that earlier too. So I'm going to maybe try and sneak down there during the day, although I think Bardfest runs until later at night, so I might be able to close up shop and head downtown afterwards. We'll see, depending on how Andrew's feeling, whether I have to come back home or not. But it'll be on Saturday, and he might like the rest day with me away all day. But it's all about like spoken word and poetry, and that's the kind of thing like I really like. I used to take a lot of creative writing classes in college, poetry classes, like poetry writing in college, when I was there, just to fill in space and just to have that experience and a little bit of creative writing, creative activity going, because I didn't take art classes. So the creative writing kind of did it for me, and I always had a really good time, and I always liked what I wrote. So I would like to be able to go down and see this if I can. Anne says, thanks for that sale. It's always a good time to pick up something we've had our eye on. Yeah, I think so. And I hope, I hope people do like what we do in the online store and the things that we've got. As I wrote in the email today, I always worry how my emails come across, because I'm like, did that come across snarky? I never want it to. But I wrote in the email that unfortunately we are a small business, and we are not one of those big box stores that can run on sales. You know what I mean, right? Like big box stores who always seem to have a sale every week, and you don't buy something unless there's a sale. And I don't ever want us to get into the position where we have to have a sale to get any sales coming in the online store. It's kind of like that right now. And, it makes it a little difficult, because if we're not running a sale, the online store is kind of dead. But it's also another thing that the only time we ever really talk about the online store is when we're having a sale. So I don't know that it's necessarily the fact that people are waiting for a sale, so much as we don't actually say, hey, go visit the online store, unless we're having a sale. So I need to put a little bit more energy into driving people that way during normal times. But these times are especially good if you wanted to place a larger order, or there's something that is a little more expensive that you've been having your eye on, like Anne said. And I think it's a really good time to do that. So it's 20% off right now. Everything is 20% off. I actually had forgotten, we made these tumblers, and these tumblers were supposed to be a monthly thing. We make them for a month, and then we close it down, and we never make them again. And then I think at one point we brought them all back online, so that if you missed one, you had a chance to grab one. And then I forgot to turn them off. So I didn't realize that they were still on there for a long time. And a few people have grabbed them. We have been out of the tumblers. That's one of the reasons we did not make a new batch of them, is because we were out of them for a while. And the quantity that we had to buy in these was pretty high. And so the price was a little bit hard for us to do, because we had to buy a bunch at a time. Well, we found places that offer lower numbers that we can buy in smaller quantities. And so we also had some family help getting some, which was really kind. And so we have now restock on the tumblers, and we also have a shorter tumbler. It's not much shorter, but I still keep forgetting to bring one up here. It's kind of cute. Like when I hold it like this, it's like only that big. It's like cutting that part of it off. And so we're going to work on making some new designs, I think, for that. And we are going to see what we can do, because I've got new tumblers now, right? So yeah, that's what's going on. Amanda's here. Hello, Amanda. Susan is here. Susie is here. Thank you all for joining us. Sandra is here, says, did you say you sent an email? I didn't get anything. I have sent multiple emails this week about our sale. I've sent them from our Square, and I've sent them from our Shopify. So there are multiple emails this week talking about the sale that we're having. So if you didn't get them, you might want to check your spam or make sure you're still subscribed to us. Yeah. I will let everyone know, if you place an order in the online store and in the process of placing your order, you uncheck the box that says, notify us of special deals or offers. If you uncheck that, you will unsubscribe yourself from our entire email list. That is not just about that particular order. That is for everything. So if you place an order in our online store and you uncheck that box as you're going through the checkout, it will unsubscribe you from everything. And so I like to warn people about that. The only way I can do it is like through here, because it doesn't really, it may not be clear as you go through, and I can't alter those pages. So yeah, always check that, and that probably goes for many online companies that you deal with. If you uncheck that little box about notify me of special offers, you are removing yourself completely from their email list, and they won't be able to reach out to you. So if you really like a company, leave that checked. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you for joining us. Says, hope you are having a wonderful week. Says, William, I love the trinket dishes. Yes, I have them here. I'm going to show you my little trinket dishes that I've been making. Susie says, I have all the tumblers, I think. I think we've made 4. I think we made 4 different designs, 3 or 4 at least. Thank you. I appreciate that. And other Susan is here. Hello, Susan. How's Mookie doing? Enjoying the goods and getting ready for the creative make-along tomorrow? Has Mookie picked out what Mookie's going to work on? Sandra says, I did get it. I was mixed up with invoices. Okay. Glad you mentioned it. Yes. Yeah, so we have 2 different systems of sending email. One is for those of you who do our invoicing and like our lives. That is in Square email. And then if you shop in our online store, we have the online store email. I do generally try to cross promote. So if I say something in one of them, sometimes the same day I'll send out the same thing in the other one. So it might look like you're getting 2, but they will be designed differently. Sometimes I will say totally different things on the same day in each and then flip-flop them later. But I always try to make sure that both of them get caught up with everything we're trying to send out. Sometimes I get lost in my brain, and that doesn't always happen, but I do try to do that. There's just really no easy way to keep those 2 things jiving, because they're kind of competitors. Square has a point of sale system and an online store, and Shopify has a point of sale system and an online store. And so it's very difficult they don't make it easy to cross promote in that way. So because we do have people who very specifically will only shop the online store, or a lot of people who very specifically don't shop the online store and only shop our live sales, it makes it worth it to me to design 2 different emails every time. And so that's what I do. So you might get one or the other, but if you are just getting one or the other, even though they look different and they function a little differently, I try to make sure that they each at some point will get the same news and the same information. Now, if you get both, that's great. You might not want both, but we're happy that you get both, and we can reach out to you in both ways. Hello, Suzanne. Thank you for joining. Susan says, Mookie is planning his strategy for tomorrow night. Nice. Yes, tomorrow night is the creative make-along. So we will be going live on Zoom at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So instead of our live broadcast, we will be doing the Creative Make-Along. Creative Make-Along is where you get on Zoom with us, and yes, You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. We get that question a lot. You can turn off the camera if you want. If you don't know how to use Zoom, that's okay. You can leave your camera off. But it is more fun when we can all see each other. There's no judgment about it. It's just, it's nice to put faces to names for all of the friends that we're making here in the community. There are some people that I have only ever known by name until the Creative Make-Along. And then I actually see what they look like. So it's really kind of cool. And I see how different the image in my mind of someone is versus who they really are. That's a big thing for me, because when I ship your orders, I have an idea of who you are in my head. Like, I assign you a picture. I assign you an avatar in my head. And it's very often wrong, completely wrong. But it's I don't always know that until I actually see you in person or see you on Zoom or something like that. Because a lot of people, I've realized, don't put their actual pictures on Facebook very often. So that's the only other place I may know you. And I'm not going to go Facebook stalk everybody who comes into the online store. So you just get an avatar in my brain, and that's who you are until I actually see and meet you. So it's kind of fun. Kimberly says, I'm about to start tortellini enchilada skillet supper. Nice. We are having fake chicken sandwiches, and I got the, which brand? I think it's Gardein. They do it like a deluxe. There's like a black bag, and it has, I think they are some of the best chicken. They have chicken tenders, they have chicken patties or chicken fillets, and I think they're breaded, and I think they are some of the best and juiciest chicken, fake chicken out there right now. They are expensive though. Not really. If you think about if you were going out to a fast food joint, you're getting better food for less money. But it's like, I think $9 or something for a pack of 3, but they are like, the patties are like this thick and they're like this big. So they're really good. They're juicy, they're tender. They really hit the spot. They're flavored well. And so we're going to make those tonight with, I think I got some mushrooms and Swiss, and I'm going to saute up some mushrooms and onions and Swiss cheese and make kind of mushroom onion Swiss chicken burgers. If Andrew can handle that all. I don't know how he's feeling. I'm going to ask him if he thinks that's okay first. But that's what the plan is anyway. And I can leave his more plain if he's not feeling up to it. But that's what we're making tonight. And I am looking forward to it. Kimberly says, I'm going to try and set up at my bead table. Good. I hope you can make it. Says, okay, I need to know what my William avatar looked like. See, that's often the problem, is once I actually get to know your face, the avatar disappears. I kind of wish it didn't, but it pretty much does. And I don't have any recollection anymore of like what you used to look like in my head. Some people, if I've known you for long enough without knowing you, if I had enough orders coming in, like there are some people that I used to see for almost years, not knowing what you look like, then sometimes I still have it. But most of the time, once I meet you, it's like overridden completely with what I used to think you would look like. And, and it's funny because it's funny to me how it comes out and how it comes up. Like sometimes, race is different than I totally thought. Hair color can be different than I totally thought. Like, it's just so weird of what a name brings to mind. And so if any of you have students or, customers or supporters, and you might know what I'm talking about, because it's one of those weird things. Emma says, yeah, it has been a minute since we met at my first make along, and that was quickly after I started watching you guys. Yeah, you were right in there pretty quick, so I didn't have much of a chance to develop that mentally and to hold it in there. You kind of got overridden right away with your actual photo or video, because you did join the make along quickly. So especially the make alongs especially kind of implanted in my head, and then I'm pretty good. But yeah, it's always interesting, I think. So that's what's going on for us right here. I'm trying to take care of Andrew and not be too close to him all the time, because I don't want to get sick. I'm taking my vitamin D, I'm taking my vitamin C's, taking all my multivitamins, and I seem to be doing pretty well. I don't have any issues, thankfully, knock on wood. And like I said, I think a lot of his stuff is probably due to him getting worn down, being on the road so much and doing a lot of traveling and things. So we're just kind of letting him rest and recuperate and see how it goes. And yeah, so I'm doing that. I will be at the store on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday, I may, if you're up in Johnstown, though, I may take part of the day and go down to Bardfest. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I'm packed at the store, if I'm really busy at the store, then of course I won't do that. But it all depends. I got to check the Bardfest timetable, because if it goes on into the night, I'll just join them in the evening then, and not, because it's probably going to be warm, and I don't want to go down during the day if it's going to be really hot anyway. But yeah, so I will be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the store. If you want to come up and visit me, please feel free to do that. Come to Johnstown and hang out with me. I'm going to have friends there on Friday, and we'll see who shows up otherwise. Make along is Friday night, so that's a quick day for me. I'll be hanging out with friends. I doubt we will have a live tomorrow, since I will have friends in the store, depending on when they come and when they go. So I'm not sure. I think they're planning to be there around 2. So I might do a morning-ish or early afternoon live, if that timetable stays the same. And then they'll come into the store after the live, and I'll hang out with them. And then once they leave, I'll kind of finish up what I need to do and start packing up to come home, because I pretty much have to kind of run out the door when we close to be able to get home in time to do the creative make along. So it's going to be a jam-packed day for me probably tomorrow, but that's okay. We'll make it work. And like I said, if we don't do the live tomorrow, then we don't do the live tomorrow. If I don't do the live tomorrow, even if I do, most likely I'm going to start a D-stash this weekend. So probably Saturday or Sunday night, or maybe both, we'll have a little D-stash event in the Andrew Thornton Project D-stash group on Facebook. If you're a member of that group, get ready. I'm going to post some stuff in there, I think. If I have time to get pictures, that's the other thing. But I plan to try to do that this weekend. And if you're not in the Andrew Thornton Project D-stash group on Facebook, search it and join. And we'll let you in if you're in good standing with us, and we've known you for a little while. We kind of really protect that group. We've had some bad eggs in the past in other D-stash groups that we've had, so this one is kind of guarded pretty well. So don't be offended if you don't get in. It's usually because we haven't known you long enough, or we haven't had some sort of much interaction with you. It is not something that's just for everyone. I talk about it on these lives, so pretty much anybody could hear about it, but not anybody, just anybody can get into it. So it's kind of a restricted little group, and we like it that way. So that will be something I will probably be doing this weekend, depending on how busy we are and how Andrew feels, of course. So if I'm at Bardfest late or something like that happens, then we might just do it Sunday night. We'll figure it out. But there will probably be some sort of D-stash happening this weekend at some point. And yeah, other than the Creative Make-Along, that's the biggest news, just so everybody knows we're doing the Creative Make-Along. Again, the link for the Creative Make-Along is exactly the same as it was last time, and exactly the same as it was the time before and the time before. So if you still have the link from before on the Creative Make-Along, you've got the link. If you've put the Creative Make-Along in your calendars, I do suggest put the link in there too, and then you'll always have it. But if you don't have the link, I will be sending out an email tomorrow. I plan to draft that email up tonight after I do invoicing and things, and I'm going to schedule that email to go out tomorrow morning. So check your email tomorrow morning. I will use both email systems so that everybody is sure to get the link and everybody is kind of sure to know that we're doing it tomorrow night as much as we possibly can, right? Alert people, that is. So that's what's going on here. How are you all doing? What's going on in your world? I just did a 30-minute speech on what's going on in our world. What's happening to you all out there? Let me know in the comments how you're doing. We like interaction here. If you're joining us and you're new, we love you to comment. It helps us know you're watching. It helps us to know somebody's watching and paying attention and interested in what we're doing. Makes us feel not so lonely behind the camera. So we'd love to get to know you. And please feel free to say hi. Please feel free to let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know if you're new here. Feel free to introduce yourself. Feel free to tell us if there's something you've been working on. Let us know if you're joining the Creative Make-Along tomorrow night. We love to hear all of that good stuff. And I think my computer is finally maybe fully started up over here. Maybe. Let me see. It looks like it. I have not, I don't think I've shared this live into the group, so we're going to go ahead and share that into our group, just so people might see it. That's the Design Challenges group, Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group on Facebook. If you're not a member there, that one's open to the people. Go join. I think you still have to request, but we let most people in there unless you look like spam. You look like a spammer, we don't let you in. But if you're watching this, you're hopefully not a spammer. I'm going to share this to our story. Get that up in the story. There we go. Susan has joined us. Hello. Kimberly says, I've been lazy since my busy time slowed way down. Good. Take some time for yourself, right? Got to take some time for yourself sometimes, especially after you've been crazy busy. Did I say hello to Amanda? Hello, Amanda. I think I missed saying hi earlier. Angela's here too. Hello, Angela. I think I missed saying hi to you too. Sometimes my comments jump and I don't see everybody. Susan said, the weather is much cooler here, so we went on a little picnic at a favorite park, made friends with some adorable doggies, and then did our weekly shopping. Nice. Yeah, it has, I've been inside most all day. So I honestly can't tell you what it's been like outside, which is so weird because I know I drove around with the windows down today and no air conditioning on. So it was cool enough, I guess, to do that. Yeah, our high was 78. That's not bad. Our low is 66. The humidity is 76%. That's a little bit humid still, but not too bad. It did smell like rain a lot today, but I don't think it actually rained. It's not supposed to rain until Sunday. So, yeah, that's good. Bardfest looks like it's going to be a partly cloudy 62 to 82 degree day. That should be a nice day for them. We've been checking on a few things. I had to do some emails and some errands and some bill paying stuff today. We're working on to see there's a thing called the Ligonier Witches Bike Brigade here in town, and near Halloween every year, a bunch of people dress up as witches. And it was originally like a bike riding thing. So they would ride bikes all through town dressed up as witches. And while some still do ride bikes, a lot of people um, are now just kind of walking town. But they are opening up this year to vendors for the first time. So we applied to be a vendor, but we haven't heard back. So I was checking with them earlier today to see. I just want to make sure I don't miss the email, and see when the timetable kind of is for them deciding that, to see if we're going to put that on our calendar, because that will be fun. And yeah, so did that. Did some banking, talked to the bank a little bit. Always something, right? Always something. Amanda said, our weather has been so nice these past few days as well. Yeah, I've enjoyed our weather. I don't know why. Every time I feel like I sit down here, I feel like my ears have to pop. And I'm like, I didn't come off the mountain that high. But I feel like my my sinuses get congested or something in here. It's this one ear all the time. Sandra says, I was able to finally get an ortho appointment for tomorrow. I can barely walk today, so it's time to figure this out. So that's good news. Also PT tomorrow. Hopefully we'll feel like doing the make along. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you there. Hopefully. That's not good you're having issues like that. So hopefully you can get it figured out. Karen says, speaking of spam, I got an email today email today at work from Microsoft. I always hover over the link before I click. And the link said, Old MacDonald had a fishing farm. Can we spell out spam any more clearly? That's funny. Yeah, always hover those links. Always make sure, like, check the sent, because a lot of times the sent will be like Microsoft _ something 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 dot something that is not Microsoft. Like, if it's not Microsoft.com, forget about it, right? I get a lot of those saying that my Microsoft subscription could not be renewed, and I get that a lot. And, we don't actually have Microsoft subscriptions for anything except our email runs through Microsoft 365, but it's through GoDaddy, and it all gets processed through there. And at first they almost got me, because I was like, this looks like it's real. And then I started looking around a little more, and I'm like, until my email stops, that's when I'll take a closer look at this again. But this is not real. Sandra says, I remember you talking about that last year. The witches, yeah, they're a lot of fun. It's one of our favorite events. Typically, originally, men were not permitted. It was a women's only event in town. And I think they've eased up on that a little bit. I think it's still predominantly a women's only event. But as far as vendors, I think they're letting other people come in. But it's mostly to raise money for animals. It is an animal donate, or they donate to multiple animal nonprofits in the area, and it raises a lot of money generally for these nonprofits, which is amazing. And so some people try to join because it's really open. There's no, it's not, they don't section off town. Anybody can still walk through town. Anybody can still do the things. So it's one of those things that is it's hard to stop other people from doing it. So they try really hard to make people understand that this is for animals. And if you want to take part in it, they ask you to please, pay for a pass. And so they're really trying to push a little bit harder now, that asking stores in the area, because stores take part in it, and sometimes there's some fun and games that go on. And they're trying to make sure that if you're giving discounts to them, that you only give discounts to people who have the official passes and all that kind of good stuff, to try to, sway more people to do the donation for it. But there are always people who just either don't know, some people don't realize, but there's also people, who just try and get in on the fun and the discounts and all that without doing the little bit of help for the animals. And so they're trying to make that more clear to people. So this is the hot weather broke a few days ago, so we're enjoying the cooler respite. I hope the horrific humidity doesn't return, knock on wood, right? Same here, Susan. I'm done with the humidity, says Amanda. I know. Suzanne got a haircut. That's awesome. I need to get a haircut. That's one thing it's making me a little bit crazy. I kind of like my hair like long and can do stuff with it, but I feel like it's getting a little bit out of control, and I need to tame it in a little bit, more like sculpt it in a little bit so that it's less, less full and a little bit more sculpted. Let's see. Susan says, we used to get fake phishing emails at work to test us. If we failed too many times, we had to take more security training. That's interesting. I've never actually heard of that. That a business would send out like fake emails on purpose. I guess that's maybe a good idea. That makes sense, to make sure people are being diligent about it or learning the new things that are going on in the phishing world. But wow, never thought about that. Hey, there's Cindy. Hello, Cindy. I was talking about you earlier, how you're coming to visit me. So I was telling everybody they might remember seeing your name popping up here. Thanks for joining in. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Sandra says, I hate all the phishing emails. I know, right? Sandra says, I definitely need a haircut, etc. Yeah, me too. Kim says, yeah, I think that's what happened here. Wow. That happened at our job too, Susan. Wow. Companies actually send fake emails on purpose to test employees. I never have heard of that. Like, even when I worked for Apple, I've never heard of them doing that. Maybe it's because I never fell for it, but yeah, I never heard of them doing things like that. That's wild. Susan says, we dealt in protected health information, so we had to have lots of firewalls. The CEO sent out an email at Christmas time that got flagged as spam. It was pretty funny. Oh boy. It's pretty bad when the CEO can't talk to the people without getting flagged. Yeah, that's wild. All right. I'm going to flip the camera around. We're going to take a look at my few little pottery dishes first that I made, my little trinket dishes. I love them so much, I'm making more of them. And so hopefully everyone will like them, because I'm going to make a bunch of them, and I will start selling them at some point. And so I hope people like them. I think they're super dang cute. I want to make some just for me to have at the house. I don't keep most of my pottery. Most everything I make gets sent out into the world. But these, as I see them more and more sitting around, I'm like, I just want a bunch of these all around me because I love them so much. It's rare that I do something that makes me feel like I actually like the things I do. Cindy says, nice, I can't wait. Me and my sister should be there between 12 and 1, hopefully a bit before that. Nice. That'll be perfect. Because I couldn't remember when you said you were going to be there. So between 12 and 1 will be great. Even if I'm running a little bit late, that'll give me time to get there. And because I have some errands I have to do in the morning, I'm hoping to get up early enough, but we'll see how tonight goes. So even if I'm running a little late, that'll be good. And then we'll hang out and we'll make things, and we'll see how long that goes, how long we make stuff. If y'all get tired of me before the end of the day, I might do a live before I come home. And if not, then we're just going to hang out and have fun all day. So we'll see how long it goes. Kimberly says, yeah, they do. And they tell us in the annual training that they send tricky emails to test, and there is a ticker to see who reports the most. Wow. And says they are super dang cute. Thank you. Sue says, oh good, I love those trinket dishes, and I have a thing for spirals, so those are my favorite. Hint, hint. Cindy says, I would love to do a live with you. Maybe we'll get on the live, we'll do it together, who knows. Sue says, your trinket dishes are awesome, William. Thank you. Let's flip this camera around, let's take a look at them while we're talking about them here. I think yeah, I finally found something I really enjoy making, and they don't seem to be causing me too many difficulties, which I'm really happy about too. I never thought I was going to be a hand builder, but apparently I like making these. And I think they're a little different than what I've seen around from most people. So I'm really kind of happy with how they're coming out. And sorry, I had to take a drink. So this is one of them. And I'm playing with different glazes. I have to use see-through glazes, some transparent glazes, so that my designs that I put in there come through. But I thought they're a nice size, like if you are doing some little beading, or just for rings, or just little things. Like I always have things like this just sitting around on my desk, and it would be nice just to have a place for them like that. So yeah, so I'm making these, and then this is another one, and these are all different. So this one I did the spirals and the dots and the lines on the edge, and then I did dabs of one color of glaze, and then painted over those entirely with the blue. And I wanted to see if these would run or how they would work, but they pretty much stayed exactly where I put them with the blue over top, which is kind of really cool. This one, you can kind of see it. There are horizontal lines. There's a line here, there's a line here, and there's a line here. And so there were horizontal lines of a gray, which is called fog, and then there was a purple that was put on top. So the purple kind of ran down the sides and kind of got thicker right around here, and so you can see the deeper purple, but you can still see the gray lines through here. They kind of turned a green gray. So that one was, I like how that one came out too. And then this one was the same kind of idea as this one, but in a different color underneath, and with the pink on the edges. So I did the pink around the edge and dots, and then I put the blue on top of that. And so that left kind of a pink edge on the inside, and then a deep blue around here. Let's see. Susan says, I try to tidy my workspace and organizing the project I plan on making. Nice. Awesome. I can't wait till tomorrow night. I think it's going to be fun. Hopefully a lot of people are going to join us. It sounds like people want to join us for the Creative Make-Along, and I'm getting excited about that. Sandra says, so cute. Susan says, love that one. Love the purple and green gray with the swirl, Suzanne. Yeah, I wasn't sure how this one would come out, but I really like that. And then the last one I did is this one. And this one I did with the X's all around. And then I did one color with circles. So I did the circle here and the circle in here. and then I put the lighter glaze over top, the kind of lighter salmon-y glaze over top. Kimberly says, I use little dishes like this when I bead. That's what I figured, like seed beaters are going to use like maybe these little dishes like that. Um, Sandra says, I love the size of those. I could use several. I like that they're low. Yeah, that's what, I thought maybe I'll do some that are bigger, but I actually really kind of ended up liking this size. Like they start out bigger because they shrink a good bit when I do them. And so I'm not 100% sure because I made these just for fun one day. And then the more I got into them, the more I liked them. And now that I see them, I really love them. So I wasn't documenting my process much. I was just playing around. And so I don't know if I use the same size cutter that I use to cut these ones out. They're you can tell they're at least about, I use like two, maybe three different sizes. And so I used two or three sizes again. And I made a whole bunch more that are going to be bisque fired, which means I can start hopefully next week, I'll be starting to decorate them. And so hopefully in a week or two, well, at least 2 weeks, I will have some more of these that I'm going to put out for sale. But yeah, I tried not to make them too deep because I didn't want them to be that. I wanted them to be little dishes. I didn't want them to be cups or anything like that. And I did this little, it's almost like a pie crust kind of look. And I was thinking about this. My one grandmother used to teach ceramics. And so I used to play with ceramics with her when I was young. But my other grandmother, I mean, both of them made pies, but my other grandmother, I would sit and help make the pies. And we would do this kind of pinching. I remember her teaching me how to do that. And so it's kind of making these is kind of a combination of thinking about both of my grandmothers as I make them. And that was kind of special to me when I realized that I was doing that. Susan says, my Smoky Cat is joining the live. Nice. Hello, Smoky Cat. Hello, hello. Susan says, I can't wait to see everyone's fur babies tomorrow. I know, right? We often see fur babies on the make-along. Kimberly says, so I'm going to have one on my table. Nice. And says, I love those little dishes. Thank you. Susan says, I like both the graphic glazing and the pinch designs of your miniature bowls. Thank you. Yeah, I don't see, I have not, I don't know I don't follow tons. Like I try and follow some people doing pottery, but I'm kind of still new at this. And I've not seen anybody doing these little kind of pinchy things like this, at least that I have seen. So, like I said, it kind of just came out of my own brain when I was trying to think about how I would like to make a little bowl. And I kind of like them. So I did that. And then I also, let me see if I can show you. If I go to my photo library, here they are. Add that. I'll show you. I started making a bunch more. So they're in different clays, 2 different clays, I think. And if you see the one on the left-hand side, there's one that's really scalloped. And I really got into pie making mode there. But the rest of them I kind of made more like the ones I've currently made. But so that is what I'm working on doing. So those are all going to be bisque fired. They all got finished yesterday, design wise, and they're going to go into the bisque fire to make them to get ready to glaze. Yeah. Kind of gives a sunny feel. Yeah, I thought sunny, also kind of cog-like, I don't know, it's kind of, and just, I don't know. I like them. And almost like urchin-like a little bit, sea urchin kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know what I originally was going for, but that's just what came out. So, and somebody was asking if they were flat bottom, because somebody was asking about making, like, having them as pendants. I think they'd be a pretty big pendant. They're pretty cool, but I don't think they would work that way. Hello, Mom. My mom has joined us. Hello, hello. How are you feeling? Hopefully you're feeling better. I haven't gotten to check in with you today. I've been running around like crazy today. I need to check in on everyone today. He says, yes, totally, CC urchin. That was kind of in my head when I started doing it. And then, like I said, I was making them yesterday, and I was like, this kind of has both of my grandparents in here, the learning ceramics from one and learning how to make pie crusts from the other. My mom says, love those that remind me of pumpkin pies, right? Yep, a little bit. So we'll see. I might do some that are kind of Thanksgiving, Halloween themed, maybe. We'll see. I'm not great with drawing, so I don't try to draw anything specific. I just like to make, like, kind of mark making. I've always liked kind of mark making. I'm one of those people that if I'm sitting at the phone, I will doodle like designs like over and over and over and over again. My dad does that. My whole Jones side of the family, when you see them sit at a phone, they're often all doing that. And I remember my grandmother doing that too. So that is, I kind of like that, because I'm not going to be drawing like intricate faces or things like that. So, at least not at this point in my glazing drawing career, but I am going to be making more of these. So, but I have something special I'm doing with these ones. So, they're not for sale. Sorry, everybody. They're not for sale. But I will have more for sale soon. Kimmy says, I do that too. I doodle when on the phone. Yeah, it's just, it keeps my brain going a little bit. All right. I don't know what happened. We had 20 to 30 people watching, and now I've got 10. So apparently some people did not take too kindly to me showing pottery. I don't know. And people disappeared. Um, oh, well, as Andrew would say, oh, well. I don't know why people decided to leave us, but they did. But we're gonna take a look at some beads now. Kimberly says it's a fidget thing. It definitely is a fidget thing. 100%. I believe there's a lot of undiagnosed ADHD in various parts of my family. Let me see. Okay. Let me get in here. We're gonna do. Let me put up my banner here. If you'd like to purchase from this video, take down the lot number, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. It's that simple. That's all you got to do. Send us an email per item, or wait until the end and send us an email for everything if you want, but better chances of getting an email per item. First come, first serve. If you send us an email, you're promising to take the item if you get it. And yeah, send us a new email each time. Don't reply to an old one to send a new one, because that messes up the works. All right. We're going to call these yes lots today. YES. Make it easy. I know I've never used that before. Kimberly's headed to Dollar General. We'll probably lose connection for a minute. I have been diagnosed with ADD since I was 6. I am undiagnosed, but I have had many people who are friends of mine who have it, who have told me, yes, William, you have it. You should get diagnosed with it in case you want to get help with it. So, yeah, I'm working on that. Okay. I love these. I keep showing these. People don't seem to want them, but I'm going to show them again. These are these Tibetan cones, and these have the turquoise in them, and they're beautiful. Actually, is it turquoise? Yeah, I believe so. Turquoise. And these are just really pretty, I think, anyway. I love them, but I know for some reason people don't generally want them. But I'm going to show them again, just in case you've never seen them from us, and you're like, oh, I've been looking for that. Now you know we have them. I have them in different designs and different colors as well, probably still. But I only brought these ones, I think, today because I'm not showing them all unless we get some interest, and then maybe I'll go look for the other ones for next time. But these are about, way to sell it, right, William? These are about 19.5 by 31.5 millimeters. Yes, one $10 each. There are 4 of them available total. So this is the lot number. This is the price each. This is how many I've got available of those. Susan says, I have suspected I'm on the ASD spectrum, but being the age I am, it's kind of pointless receiving a formal diagnosis. Yeah, I suspect I'm somewhere, something, and if I get diagnosed and there is treatment possibilities as far as possible medications or things, I would be willing to try it because, especially if it's ADD, because a lot of people I know who do have that and have gotten treatment have told me that it's like night and day for them, and they don't understand how they made it, before that. So if there's something that can help me that way, because things are sometimes difficult for me in various ways that match up to things that I read about people with ADD. So, yeah. But I get it. Not everyone with ADD and all of that stuff can have medication, and not everybody wants to anyway. If I were going to refuse it anyway, then I wouldn't even worry about it. But I would be open to trying something if I could. All right. What do I have here? This is a cool ceramic piece. This is a ceramic pendant. And I will price this at, let's price it at $3.50 only. $3.50. Ceramic pendant, $3.50. And this is about 41.5 millimeters. Susan says, I'm in my 60s, so it's kind of pointless. Not necessarily, Like, you've got a lot of life left, as far as I'm concerned. My family often lives into their 80s. So if I had 20-some years, I would still be considering improving my life. So, yeah, that's, of course, up to you. I'm not pushing anything, but I think I would definitely, if it were me, I would still be considering it. All right, what's next? I'm going to kind of go through these quickly, I think, today. I'm kind of a little bit exhausted. So, not really exhausted, but I'm actually hungry. Even though we ate lunch today, I am so looking forward to those burgers that I'm making that for me, I'm kind of ready to get to that. And we're going to have a creative make-along tomorrow, and Friends at the Store tomorrow, and maybe a live with or without Friends at the Store tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be a jam-packed day, so I'm taking it a little easy today. Just gonna kind of mosey on through here today. Yes, $3, $6. This is kind of a cool pendant, I thought. This is something we've never shown before. I don't know where this came from, but I found it in a drawer, and I thought it was pretty cool. It looks like a soft enamel pendant to me. It's like a resin soft enamel, and has a bail, double bail back here, and it's pretty sizable. It is about 54 by 67 millimeters, and so $6. What the heck? Probably worth more than that, but I'm just giving out good deals today, I think. We've just sold that one, so thank you so much. Yeah, I think I'm giving some good deals today. Hopefully you think so too. One thing I did forget was to bring bags home. I've got bags in my bag bin over here. Is this a bag bin? No, that's a thing bin. Yeah, here's some bags. Susan says, wow, that number 3 is very cool, right? Yeah, I think it's just fun. And $6, you know? Who's going to pass that up? Don't pass that up. And somebody didn't pass that up because they took it and ran with it. Okay. Yes, 4. What's coming up? Yes, 4. And some of the stuff today is some, odd and end stuff that I found. So I wanted to try and pull some things that we've never shown before. And sometimes some of that stuff is like, what even is this? So we're going to have some stuff that's like, probably, what even is this? But it's all good, right? Like these. These are a faux turquoise. That's all I know about them. I'm not sure if they're a dyed howlite. They're some kind of dyed stone. And I was trying to check the string because it's on a plastic string, and the plastic is not dyed blue. I always try to check that because if the string is dyed, then I'm like, this is going to come off on your clothes and I'm not going to sell it. But these are not, so they look fine. And these are about 13.5 millimeters, 13.5 to 14 millimeters. There is a little bit of black or gray, so I think they're a dyed howlite. That's my guess. And I'm just going to make these like, let's do $4 on these. $4. What the heck? Because I think it's a dyed stone, but they're nice stones. It's a nice deep blue, and it's a nice big size. So, like, if you're making a nice big bracelet, like, that's kind of cool, right? Put some gold in there. That'd be nice. Some of those gold spacers. We did gold pewties yesterday. You never know when you need some big beads. Some big old beads. I like the big beads sometimes. Let's see here. These are glass beads in this pretty teal color. So these are glass. And I love this color. This is a color that is harder to find, I feel like. This is like a nice teal, and it's got these little patterns in it. Almost like they dropped, when you drop ink in water and it kind of disperses? That's what it looks like they did. They dropped ink in the glass and it dispersed, and made these patterns. And I think these are really nice. I'm going to make this $6. Yes, 5. And these are 8.5 millimeter beads. 8.5 millimeters. And then, and like I said, I don't know how this show's going to go today because a lot of this is stuff we've never shown and stuff, some of we've not shown stuff like this before. So I don't know. We're gonna see though. We're gonna have fun playing around. It may not sell hardly anything today. Who knows? It's alright. Some days are like that. But hopefully we'll sell something. I mean, we've sold one thing already, so that's takes my mind off of not selling anything at all. Let's see here. All right, what do I got here? I hate when they make these strands so long, and then the beads are not that long. This is what I'm talking about. When they do this, it makes me a little bit wild. Wasting all that. But these are lamp work beads. They are not artisan lamp work though. So they're just like these pretty little lamp work with a little bit of that kind of golden goodness on there. It's almost coppery. And I just thought they were a nice bead. There's 6 of them on there, and I'm gonna do those for $3. I've got 2 strands of those. It's 50 cents a bead. Yes, 6. 50 cents a bead. $3 for the whole bunch. If you're interested in that, there are 2 of them available. All right, starting to run out of room. I'm going to put yes 1 away. See, didn't sell any of those. I think somebody, do you have those cones with coral? I know we used to. I don't know if we still do, Vicky. I don't know. I would have to look. We had some, I don't know if I had the cones in coral, but I had some, they were like puffy tubes at one point, I think, in coral. I would have to look around to see if I have them still or not. But I can look. If you send me an email, it'll remind me to look. If you're really, really interested, I'll look. Right? You can always have a look around. Okay, finding bags. I used to have tons of bags, and now I don't. Susan says number 5 would make a nice holiday bracelet. This one? Yeah. This would too, I think. Like, I think this is perfect. You get some red and green in there, make some Christmassy time. Like, I think that would be perfect with some red and green holiday stuff. Or even some blue and white. Beautiful beads. No takers. It's all right. Told you. It's weird stuff today. Stuff that is hiding in our drawers. And we're like, sometimes we look at it and we're like, that's really cool. And then sometimes you're like, what is that? You ever do that? Today I thought these were really cool. On another day I might be like, what in the world would I do with that? I think it all depends if I have, if I can think of what I would use it for. And if I can think of what I would use it for, then it comes out of the drawer and it gets shown. If I can't really think of me using it for anything, then that's sometimes when it just doesn't get shown. Right? It's like, oh, let's put that back. What am I liking today? These are kind of cool. These are, again, another lamp work. They're a sandblasted, etched glass. I don't know if they're sandblasted or acid etched. but they're kind of etched in this kind of melon design. And so that's pretty cool, right? And there are 5 beads on there. These are 11.5 millimeter beads, and I'm going to do those at $3. YES7, $3. Suzanne says, yes, I've been decluttering, and sometimes I wonder why I got a certain thing, LOL. I know, right? Sometimes you look at it like, what was I thinking? But in that moment, you were probably like, this is the perfect thing. And then now you can't remember why. At least that's what I do. I do that very often. But my tastes also change very often. I'm very fluid like that. And so I go through phases very easily, which is also the reason I've never gotten a tattoo, because I am afraid that I will go through a phase and be really in love with it, and then go through another phase and be like, ooh, what did I do to myself? Okay, so these are these little Cracker Jack charms that Andrew debuted at one point in time, and these are some of the ones that didn't go that particular day. And so let me see. This one is a pirate face, pirate head, Cracker Jack charm. This one is a shoe. It's got a hole in the heel. Some of my shoes have that too. And then this one is the cow or steer. And those are $9. They're $3 each. I think that's a really good deal. So I left it that way because I think some of these can go for a lot more money sometimes. So I just left them at $9. Suzanne says, I got an early tattoo added on to recently. I guess that's a way to do that, right? Is to update them later. Kimberly says, whoa. Whoa, what one do you like, Kimberly? This is Yes 9. These are more of the Cracker Jack charms. These are these little people. There's the sailor. That is the Cracker Jack sailor, I think, right? Pretty sure. I think it was a sailor on the box. Here he is in silver colored. And then here's this. She's picking the flowers in her little basket. And so that's also, those are going to be $9. Yes, $9 for the set of 3. Vintage Cracker Jack charms. Super cool, I think. All right. Yes, 10. All right, this was 18. I told you today's deal night. I'm gonna bring it down to $10. $10. This is a dyed stone of some sort. Dyed agate, most likely. And it's really nice. I really actually like it a lot. I like that kind of veining in there, and I like the color of this a lot. So it's kind of hard for me to price it at $10, but it's the last one. It's what we've got left. So it's 10 millimeters. I think these are really nice. These are good bracelet size for me, 10 millimeter beads. And so I think it's a really cool strand. And for $10, you could easily make 2 bracelets out of that and charge $10 each and make double your money at least, right? We've just sold Yes 7. Thank you so much. I'm going to take that off the table. Nice fall color, says Susan. Yeah, I'm in a fall vibe. I've been in a fall vibe now for like the last week and a half, 2 weeks. You probably noticed a lot of fall colors coming out and a lot of holiday talk in my make this a holiday bracelet, make a holiday necklace. That's my vibe right now. As soon as that air starts to cool down a little bit, that's when it starts to happen. Cindy says, well, I'm off for the night. Got to go pack a few things for our trip tomorrow. William, I'll see you tomorrow. See you soon, Cindy. Looking forward to it. It's going to be cool to hang out again. All right. I'm excited about that. I like hanging out with our friends. All right, this was $18. I can't bring it all the way down to 10 like that one, but I will bring it down to 14. One time only. I guess I gotta make room. Let me put, I'm gonna put Yes 4 away. That's the, what I believe is dyed halite. Nice big stones, pretty blue color, only $4. This is kind of like, it's not quite like a yard sale, but it's kind of like a yard sale. I'm pulling stuff that we haven't seen in a while and we haven't touched in a while, and I'm just putting really good prices on it in hopes that it'll find homes. You know, sometimes you do that. Susan says, I'm in a fall vibe too. I enjoy seeing all the Halloween stuff on IG. I have not seen a lot of Halloween stuff, honestly. So I don't know why. But I've also not been on social media, so there's why. I can tell you why. I've barely been on social media much lately. Look at this. This is a chalcedony. It's like a brown chalcedony. And it's really, really super duper pretty. It's really kind of glowy. It's the corner drilled squares. It's got that internal, like that chalcedony glow. And it's super pretty. And these are approximately 15, we'll say 15 millimeters. 15 millimeters. And it's only $14 for the whole strand. One available. One left. That's it. Oh, we just sold 4. I just put it away and we just sold it. Thank you so much. Since I follow a lot of Halloween themed pages on Instagram. Nice. I do not. I should, but I'm not. I keep saying I'm not a Halloween person. The older I get, the more I feel like I like Halloween, but I'm still not there quite yet to the point where I'm going to start following a bunch of Halloween stuff. But I follow a lot of you all, and therefore I do follow a lot of Halloween stuff. Because a lot of you are into Halloween. Let's see here. This is a carved bone disc bead. I don't think there's a hole. No, just the one big hole. It's flat on the back. So it could be a cabochon if you wanted to, seed bead around it or do something around it. It is approximately 29.5 millimeters. Dyed bone. And I'm going to do it for $2. $2. Done and done if you want that. I think it's a really good deal. Don't have to think too hard about that. All right, I'm going to put yes 5 away. Those are those teal glass beads. Just the one strand of those available. That's yes 5. And I'm going to put yes 6 away. Feels weird to say yes 6, yes 7, but that's what I did to myself, didn't I? It'd be even weirder to say YES1 when it spells out yes, right? YES2. No, it's yes. Yes 6, $3 each. 2 of them available. Let's move these Cracker Jack charms down, these ones down, these ones down, these ones down, this one down. Okay. Okay, these are another dyed halite, but these are these large hole beads. We get asked for these still. Excuse me. It's that kind of Pandora-esque style of bead. We still get asked for these in the store. And so these will go to the store if they don't sell. This is a strand of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. And I'm going to do that strand for $4. It's a dyed halite, but these are the large hole beads. And by large hole, they are approximately 5 millimeters. And the beads themselves are about 13 millimeters. We don't have many of this thing anymore, but for those who come in asking for it every once in a while, I'm going to have it in the store if it doesn't sell. We just sold Yes 12 multiple times. Didn't sell it first, but now it's selling. So thank you so much. And we just sold Yes 8, the Cracker Jack charms. Thank you so much. Let me put those away as well. That's the shoe, the pirate, and the bullhead. Those ones have sold. The little people are still available. Yes 9. Sorry. Inevitably, as I start talking more than I've talked all day, my throat starts clearing up or gets congested. So that's why I'm clearing my throat a lot. So I'm sorry if it's probably very distracting. Let's see here. Susan says, I have a lot of Celtic ancestry. That could be why I'm into Halloween. One of my cousins is an admin for a popular Halloween page, and our great-grandmother used to read tea leaves. That's cool. I like that. Let's see. Yes, 14. All right. Wow, we did a really good deal on these at one point. I can't do better than that. These were 28, down to 20. These are some large rose quartz nugget beads, and they're really nice nuggets. YES 14. These rose quartz tumbled nuggets. Really nice strand, really nice, good color in these. Like, even on camera, they look like a good color, which is rare because oftentimes rose quartz on camera does not look that good. Let me see how many strands I have of them. I've got 3 strands of these available. Here are the other ones so you can see. Beautiful rose quartz, tumbled nuggets. Only $20 a strand. And I've got 3 strands available at that price. YES 14. Do any of you all out there read tea leaves or do tarot, or is anybody a medium? I always wonder if people do that kind of work. Some people do it and they don't really talk about it. But I love all that kind of stuff. I think it's really interesting. Oh, we just sold Yes 9. Thank you so much. Let me put that one away. Right. Sandra says that's a great price for 14. I think so too. Those are really nice big beads. That's why I was like, we've done 20 before. I can't bring it down below 20. Those are too nice. Like each one of these, I could probably sell in the store, the individual stones. I don't know how many there are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I could easily sell those for $1. So when there's like 20 to 21 on a strand, that's like the lowest I could possibly go. Amanda says, I can read tarot and oracle. Nice. Do you do it for people or do you do it for yourself mostly? Sandra says, I listen to my horoscope from tarot readers for entertainment. It's usually spot on. That's good. We had this at 24. I will bring it down to 18 today. These are good prices just for today, y'all. Today and one day of rewatching, I'll allow these prices, but some of these prices are not going to stay because I'm doing these lower than before, and without Andrew to be here to be like, that's okay. I don't want to be giving away stuff for too long, you know. Vicky says, I used to read tarot, now it seems I just collect decks. Yes, we tend to do that too. We collect decks and oracle decks. Amanda says, I used to do it for other people. I haven't in a while. Nice. Okay, this is Yes 15. This is a beautiful vintage carnelian strand. These are coins, kind of like table cut coins. Flat on the edges. Beautiful color in that carnelian. Really pretty carnelian color in these. These are about 15 millimeter. Yeah, around 15 millimeter coins. And you get the full strand of those. One only left. That's a vintage strand. $18. Yes, 15. Those would make some banging earrings, let me just say. Those would be so pretty for fall. Put some of that carnelian with a little bit of tiger eye, and you got some nice grounding earrings coming up for the fall equinox. I did a bunch of earrings. I did an earring series last year for the fall equinox, and I'll probably do it again. And I used a lot of carnelian, and yeah, it was nice. Carnelian and tiger eye. Wow, how cheap are we going? Yo, okay. It just sometimes it astounds me how low we go on this stuff. These were 32. The lowest I've done on them before is 20. I can't go below that again. Can't do it. Oh, did I say we sold 15? Thank you so much. Let me put that away. Very Halloween colors, says Sandra with the carnelian. Yes, yes. Fall, Halloween. It's Fall Fest here today. I love fall. All right. Yes, 16 was 32, bringing it down to 20. This is a beautiful peach moonstone in these faceted pyramids. Puffy pyramids, I'll call them. Faceted puffy pyramids. They're super cool shaped. They're really nice stones. They're a really high quality stone. And I think that would make a super bracelet, right? I mean, you can make earrings out of that too, but just the way that is, like, I like how they put them on the strand pointing opposite directions, and that kind of just looks really cool as they'd come together in a bracelet. Look how pretty those stones are. They're almost purple. Like I think with this rose quartz, they look actually really cool. Or maybe with even an amethyst. I don't know why I'm seeing purple with these, but it feels like they'd be great with a purple. Maybe a lavender amethyst. Some unique style choices I've got going on today in my brain. These are about 6 millimeters by about 6 millimeters. Kimberly says those are fabulous. Amanda says they would look good with a black stone. Yes, they would. They would look really good with. The black would pull them out really well. Another color would kind of mix them together, but black would like make them stand out on their own for sure. Case in point, like that. Isn't that nice? Check that out, y'all. And we just sold them. So thank you so much. They are sold. $20, that's a deal, y'all. Got the goody deal on those. Okay. I'm a little jealous of that. That could have been earrings for me too, because they're drilled. I don't like, I am not great at wire wrapping. I am the first to admit that. And so when you all talk about being afraid to do like the briolets or the drops that are top drilled, I 100% understand what you're saying. And these ones are drilled through. So I could make earrings out of those and not worry about it. So when I see drops kind of drilled that way, I immediately think earrings, although I did immediately think bracelet on that one just because of the way that they had them strung up. Now this stone, I am not 100% sure what this stone is. I want to say I think it's red aventurine. I'm pretty sure it's red aventurine. I could be wrong, but they're already on stretchy. They've got this little, bead here. They look like an aventurine to me. I'm going to price these. They were 10. I'm going to bring them down to 7. And I think I have 5 strands of these. They're already made into bracelets, but the stretch they're older, and the stretch is losing its stretch. It's starting to get weak. So I will say, like, here they all are, so you can see them. And I would say restring them right away. Don't try to wear them like this. But I think they're red aventurine, which is always more orange than red, but there you go. And they are just bracelet sized, but I'm going to do them for 7. Suzanne says, I can crack a briolet in no time, but I'm getting better. Yes, me too. Although I don't know that I'm getting better. I can I can definitely crack a briolet in no time. I need to practice more. I definitely need to practice more. I'm really in a carnelian mood. I didn't realize how much carnelian slash orangey colored stuff I've been picking today when I filled up my bag of goodies to bring home. I was at the cottage. I picked all these at the cottage while I was there, and I did not realize how many orangey things. But here's another one. These were $18. I'll bring them down to 12. These are a vintage carnelian, juicy, kind of rectangle beads. These are really nice, a juicy quality to them. Call it juicy quality. That's a good quality bead when it looks juicy like that, I feel like. And so these are juicy carnelian. Don't eat the beads, y'all. And they are about 4.5, we'll say, by 7.5. 4.5 by 7.5. This is kind of my favorite when they have this juicy, glossy, orangey look. That makes me happy in my heart. And so $12 a strand, since there's only 2 left, instead of 18. Susan says, my wire wrapping skills are serviceable, but not great. Y'all, I think, underestimate yourself, because I have seen some of your work and it looks good to me. So it looks very good in most cases. I'm going to put 10 away. 10 is still available, $10. It's the dyed agate. I think it's pretty. I like it. It looks a little spooky, right? It looks like, I don't know, like it looks like Halloween. Like that's a little bit of a spooky bead right there. That's why ES10 for only $10 if you're interested for the whole strand. It is still available. Donna says, as with any skill, it's a matter of practice, but even then, a delicate touch is needed. Yes, it's a matter of practice, and I have a really hard time justifying practice on things that I keep breaking, but it is true. What I need to do is get like maybe pyrite or something that's a little bit can withstand a little bit more and practice on that, right? I'm going to move Yes 11 away. That's that chalcedony, the brown chalcedony. I can't believe this is still here. This is another juicy one. Like look at these juicy beads together. Juicy, 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 juicy. Can I say it anymore? Keep saying it. All right. It does though. It looks like you squeeze them and they pop, right? Anyway, maybe that's just me. Don't squeeze the beads, or do. Whatever makes you happy. Okay. What's next? Let me put Yes 13 away. That's these large hole. Amanda says those two together have a vintage vibe, right? I love vintage vibe. I am about a vintage vibe. Okay. I'm going to move this down. Really good price on that rose quartz. You heard it here. And then these, red aventurine, and then carnelian. Okay. YES 19. Oh, these are nice. These are from a buyout we did. These are carved bone, some more carved bone. They're only $3 each. I can't believe that. There's 3 of them available. YES 19. Carved bone. $3 each. They do not have a hole other than the big hole through. But they're super nice. Nice and thin and light too. YES 19, $3 each. Whoa, get back here. Okay, who's ready for some ravioli? YES 20. And I say that because these look like ravioli to me. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 of these, I think. If I count right. Yes, 5 of these. We tried to sell 19 times 2 twice. So somebody got 2 and somebody will get 1. If somebody only wants 2 that requested 2, I have somebody now that just requested 1. So if you have to have pairs, let me know. But otherwise, I'll do what I normally do and give you the up to the amount you requested. These are ravioli. Actually, they're antler. They're light rosettes in antler. They do have holes at the top to make them into a pendant. See, they were $20. I can't go below that. We didn't get them at a price to go below that. But they're really cool. People are trying to keep getting 19. I'm going to take 19 away because those are well sold out by now. Gone, 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 everybody. Gone, gone, gone. Too late. Gone, gone, gone. Wish everything sold that fast. That'd be nice. Okay. Gone, gone, gone. Okay, these are these antler pendants. And obviously they like cut the antler, you know. Super cool. I think they're cool. You may or may not like them. I don't know. I'm trying to make sure I position all the holes at the top so you can see what's top and what's bottom there. Oh, and size on these, all different sizes, obviously. This is kind of like in the middle. So this is about 34 by 37.5. Yes, 20. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are dyed bone. And we have these at where are they? I will do them at $2.50 each. YES 21. Suzanne's asking, can anyone harvest antlers? No. At least, that's a tough question because Pennsylvania, like I could not, I mean, harvesting versus selling is a whole different thing. Like I can honestly say these are not white-tailed deer antler from Pennsylvania because we are not allowed to sell that. As far as I know, harvesting you're allowed, but there are, each state I think has their own laws and regulations about what can be harvested and what can be sold, and but we are not, like, if we had antler here in Pennsylvania, we're not allowed to sell that. I think you can, maybe if you get a particular license, but I'm not even sure that that's possible. So yeah. Let's see here. So that's more of a, you got to check in your state kind of question. Somebody just sent me a YES 1 and then followed up with an 18. If that was you, please let me know if you meant the 1 or if that email just went out a little too early and you really just meant 18. Because I want to make sure. Because that email came quick after. And I want to make sure that you actually want the 1 as well. My guess is you probably just want the 18 and the email got sent too early. Susan says, just curious. Yeah, it's a questionable thing. Like, we cannot sell, like, even if we found antlers around here, we can't take them and just sell them. This is carved bone. Well, not so much carved, dyed bone beads, $2.50 each. There are 7 of them available. They are drilled through. Okay. Diana says, yes, I meant 1. Just got 1 and 18. Okay, thank you. I would have totally thought you did not mean to get 1. So good. I'm glad I asked because I'd have been like, are you sure? But thank you. So somebody did want one of those cones. Let's see here. We just sold one of the 20s as well. Sold one of the 18s. So there is 1 of these left. We've got 4 of these left. And nobody has gotten on to 21 yet. No, I didn't give you the size of these. That might help too. This one is about 24 millimeters. All right, I'm going to put yes 14 back. That's the only $20 for a big strand of rose quartz. There's like 20 to 21 beads on that strand, so there's like $1 a bead, which in the store, that's an easy sell at $1 a bead, especially for rose quartz. So I think those are good deals. Even Sandra said so. She confirmed I did a good job on pricing that one. So if you want that, grab it. Grab it now. Okay. I'm starting to run out of room. I've got myself congested up here. Okay. Hello, Diane, by the way. I think I haven't said hi to you yet today. I think. Are you joining us for the Creative Make-Along tomorrow night again? Diane was one of the few that was able to join us last week, or last month. And I think it's the first time we had, quote unquote, met, right? In person, face to face. And that was nice. This is yes 17. I'll put those away. Hopefully y'all can join us again tomorrow night. I don't know if Andrew will be feeling well enough to join in or not. We'll see. I'm going to move this since there's 118 left. We've got a few of these 20s left. And the 21s are left. Okay, what do I got for 22? These are really nice. Yeah, we had these. These were 26. I'm going to bring them down to 18 because that's what we're doing tonight. Diane says, I plan on it, and I got a notice that I'm getting a package. Yes, there's one heading out to you. Well, it'll head out tomorrow morning when I drop it off. But I officially made up a package, got your package. Some of it, anyway. I'm not caught all the way up to date, but for people who order often, I'm never caught up exactly up to date, or very rarely, anyway. but that's why we have a revolving system going. This is a strawberry quartz, and it's a strand with these little cylinders and these little rondelles in a natural, it's a natural stone. These aren't the man-made ones. And this is a really nice strand. They are approximately 5 millimeters. The cylinders are about 7.5, and I can't even get in on the rondelles, like 2.5 to 3 millimeters on those. This is like the same color as my skin, so it's hard it's hard to give a good look at these, but these are a really pretty strand. And there's only one left. It's a vintage strand. It was $26, bringing it down to $18 for somebody if they want it. YES 22. All right, spooky season is coming. We know that. So these were 24. I'll bring us down to 20 one time only. Suzanne says your beads are always such good quality. We try and have the good stuff for y'all. We never have a lot of any one thing generally, but we do have the good stuff. We're not going to sell you the junk. We've got junk. I will say we have junk in our drawers, right? We got the junk drawers. Who doesn't? But we don't put that up for sale for you all. Because we could, but we don't do that. All right, these are hand-carved bone little skull faces. I don't know if they're meant to be, but I think they're too purposeful that they have to be meant to be little skull faces, right? Like surely those are meant to be little skulls, right? They didn't just happen that way. And it's a whole strand of them. Super dang cute, if you ask me. They're about 7.5 millimeters by 12.5 millimeters. There's only one strand of these carved bone little skulls, and they were $24. They are now $20 only. That's the lowest price I've ever done as far as what I can see in there. Suzanne says, I have a strand of those, just perfect. Aren't they? They're so cool. So much fun. And think of the number of earrings or bracelets you could make out of that. That is a big strand. I was going to say, that's more than 16 inches. That's a 20-inch strand, by the way. 20-inch strand. $1 an inch for hand-carved bone. Who's going to carve that and charge $1 an inch? Not me. And it says definitely skulls, nice and organic looking, right? They're really cool. Oh, we just sold 22. Thank you so much. Want to put that away. $22, away you go. I'm going to be off to your new home soon. Okay. I like all this kind of carved, dyed bone we've got going on over here. Antlers, bones. Okay. Who likes big beads? Who cannot lie? We're doing these. These are giant wooden beads. And I'm going to do the low price, $12 for the whole strand. Yes, 24. $12 for the whole strand. A big old wood beads, faceted wood beads at that. Super cool, I think. Big old faceted wooden beads. And these are about 24 and a half millimeters. 24 and a half millimeters. That's a 16-inch strand. They barely fit on the table here. But they're super duper light. Like, those are easy earrings. They're barely there per bead. Yeah, they're pretty light. YES 24, $12. All right, I'm going to put 18 away. If you wanted them, hopefully you got them. Let me find a bag for those. 18's the Juicy Carnelian. One strand left only of those. We've sold one already. One left. $12 only. Down from 18. It's a good deal. I'm going to put 20 away as well. I know the bag for that is over here. I'll keep that in the bag. We've sold one of these. We still have 4 of those available if anyone is interested in those. Antler pendants, antler rosettes. And let's move these. I'm going to take these away too. These are 21. I'm going to take those away just because I need room for those big wooden beads down there. And they've been out for a little while. Nobody wants them right now, apparently. It's all right. I like these, but some of y'all may have gotten these already. We've had them for a little bit. All right, skull beads. One strand only of those, hand carved bone skulls, and then the big wooden beads. YES 25 coming up. I've run these, I think, once before. I'm going to run them one more time. See if anybody wants them or missed them the first time around, or was like, oh shucks, I should have gotten more of those. You know, sometimes that happens. These are these tiny pearls. They're $8 a strand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 strands available. And they're the kind of these gray blue pearls. They're vintage dyed pearls. This kind of gray blue color. And they're tiny, 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 tiny. They're about 2.7 millimeters, and then lengthwise they're about 5.7, almost 6 millimeters long. But super cool, almost like crunchy little pearls. I don't know, but I think they're really cool. We've had them in bright colors. We've more recently, I think, done the pinks. We had some yellows and pinks, but I don't think I've run the gray ones in a while. So these kind of gray blue. So I figured if anybody wants any of those are available. It's YES 25. Suzanne says, I have a strand of those blue pearls, very pretty and well drilled. Oh, good. Because I have not taken them apart to use them yet in anything, so I'm glad that you said that. Because, yeah, pearls being drilled is not always an easy thing. All right, we had these at 32. I'm going to bring them down to, oh boy, 24. Diane says Rice Krispies. I know they kind of look like Rice Krispies. They feel like that. They have that they look exactly like Rice Krispies actually. The cereal, right? Little Rice Krispie pearls. We've sold one strand of those. Thank you so much. All right, this is rose quartz, and they are graduated faceted rondelles. They were 32 a strand. They're really nice quality. I'm bringing them down to 24 for y'all. They start up here. Beautiful rose quartz. They start to get bigger and bigger. And they get really big down here. And then they get smaller and smaller again. And so they are graduated from approximately 5 millimeters. And the largest one here is 13 and a half. And I do have 2 strands of these. Really nice rose quartz. 2 strands, YES 26, $24 a strand only, down from 32. YES 27. Next up, we have a pendant from our friend Harry. YES 27, $10 for this lacy heart or vines, plants, lace, not really lace, paisley heart by Harry Wood. It is a raku ceramic piece, and YES 27, only $10. This is 36.5 by 37.5 millimeters. Beautiful heart, again in these kind of fall colors and that orangey gray look. One of those available. Let me put away the carved bone skulls. Tiny skulls. One more look at those. Carved bone, tiny skulls. YES 23, $20. Susie says, love those bone beads. Aren't they nice? And YES 24, large wooden beads. Only $12 for that strand. We've sold another one of the 25s, the little Rice Krispie pearls. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to move those down. That gray-blue Rice Krispie look. And move these down, these beautiful rose quartz. And move down Harry's pendant there. And let's see what I've got next coming up for y'all. Let's do some more of Harry's stuff here that I've got. YES 28. This is $16. 23 has just sold the bone skulls. Thank you so much. And next up, we have a pendant by Harry. This is kind of a portrait. Look at the work done in this. This is a ceramic pendant. Actually, it's a cab, sorry. It's a cabochon. And you could do a glue-on bail, though, on the back if you wanted to. It's left a little bit rough back here, so you could easily put on a glue-on bail. But look at the beautiful work that Harry did on that. The glaze work with the roses and her hair and earring and necklace. Really just a beautiful, like, that's a painting in ceramic, which is not easy to do. And only $16 for that. YES 2028. Beautiful piece by Harry Wood. And it says that's beautiful, Harry's cameo-like portrait. Right? It is cameo-like, right? So pretty. And the colors are, again, nice for fall. I mean, that's a good summer one too, but it's got kind of almost a gray wash, which brings it into, I think, more of like a fall vibe for me. But $16, what a deal. All right, YES 29 is another one of Harry's. $14 is this skull pendant. Suzanne says Harry's work is very exceptional. I know, I love his work. So this is a skull pendant by Harry. It's got the big skull on there with the background. Only $14. This one is 43 millimeters by about 49.5 with the bail. We just sold 28. Thank you so much. 28 is now sold. Whoop. YES 29. Let me put 28 away since it is now gone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had a feeling that one would go. It's so pretty. Who likes garnets? I like garnets. We had these priced at $20 before. I will bring it down. $16. This is a vintage garnet strand. Beautiful little garnet pebbles. Nice quality garnet pebbles. Nice color in those. Sometimes our garnets are a little bit more of the purpley kind. These are pretty red. Some of them have some of that purple. Look, I forget, there's different names for all the different kinds of garnets. But these are pretty nice and juicy red. And these are about 6 millimeter pebbles. And the strand length on these, let me get them all kind of pushed down. This is approximately, that's a 15-inch strand. 15-inch strand of garnet pebbles, $16. Only one left. Only one. That's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. All right, let me put back, what am I putting away here? I'm going to put away the Rice Krispie Pearls. Only $8 a strand on those. And I'm going to put away the rose quartz graduated. Oh, Sandra's asking what is 26. Rose quartz, Sandra. Rose quartz graduated rondelles. Beautiful rose quartz at that. Really nice quality. Was 32 a strand, now only 24. These are vintage strands too. And I didn't give you the strand length, I don't think, on those. Those are 16-inch strands. And they graduate from about, what did we say? It was about 3.5 up into about 14. Is that right? That's not 3.5. Is it? No, 5. 5 to about 14 millimeters on those. Really good price on that. Really nice stones for $24. Okay, let's move down Harry's heart. Move down Harry's skull pendant. And I'm moving down the garnets. Next up, I have some large big beads, African glass. We always do these, I think, at $4 each. So I'm going to stick with that because African glass is only going up and up and up. And I don't want to go down, down, down. But these are these very large, kind of cola colored or root beer colored, large African glass beads. You don't always see them like this big, and we were lucky enough to have a cache of these, and we've slowly been parting it out, and we have a few of them left. And these beads are about 32 millimeters, and just this way they're about 26. They got a nice large hole where that cassava goes through generally to make these, about 5.5 millimeters. $4 each, 3 of them available. YES 31. Now I started saying YES instead of yes. Isn't that weird? I didn't mean to do it. It just started happening. All right, these were $16 each. I'm going to drop them all the way to $10 each. There were 2 of them available. These are lampwork glass. For those of you who love lampwork glass, beautiful lampwork glass flower beads. I feel like these are great for color heading into the fall. Kind of these muted pinks and purples. And $10 each, lampwork glass. They're about 23 by 21 or 20.5 millimeters. Double-sided. A little nice pair of them there. Want them both, $20 for both instead of $32. That's a pretty good savings right there. YES, yes, 32. These I found and I thought were super cool. I'm just going to do them $3 for the pair. These are a ceramic bead. Let me move these down a little bit. We've never shown these, I don't think. These are a ceramic bead. Pretty large holes in those. And they're kind of an odd shape, like they kind of flute out a little bit. I don't know if that actually does it, or if it's just the effect. No, they actually do a little bit. You can see some air gap in there. But they are about 9.5 by 27. I'm sorry, 32.5. Boy, I read that wrong. 32.5 by 9.5 millimeters. There are two of them, $3 for the pair. The hole size on those, it's about 4 millimeters. So just a cool pair of beads, $3 for the little lot. Never had those before. Found them in a drawer. Yes, 33. Oh, we just sold one of the 26s. Thank you so much. That's the rose quartz. Let me put one of Harry's hearts here away. The heart pendant. No takers on that tonight. We'll save that for another day. And I'm also going to put away Yes 29, the skull pendant from Harry for 14. And then Yes 34 was $22. Bringing it down to $16 is this beautiful lampwork bead. Look at the detail in that and how it glows. This is more summer spring. This is definitely more summer spring than fall, right? But I have a little brightness. I've been having such kind of darker colors. We've just sold 33 as well, that pair of little beads down there, so thank you so much. This is a beautiful lampwork glass floral bead. And it is $16 now, down from 22. It is approximately 21 by 24. One of them available. Let me take away 33 since it has sold. Thank you, thank you. Let's see here. YES 35. trying to see what this says. Well, these have a maker mark, and I can't remember who they are. So maybe when I get them on the camera, I can get them close enough. But we had these at $12. I'm going to leave them exactly there because I'm not 100% sure who these are, so I don't want to see if I can see here. Fire Goddess. I can't remember who that is. So these are, anybody know who that is off the top of your heads? They're this set of 3 beads, 2 of the heart buttons, and then this kind of pendant with the vines, the grapes, flowers, grapes and flowers. And these are 19 millimeters by about 20.5 on that one. Okay, let's see here. YES 35 on those. Sorry, I can't remember who that is. Andrew would know, of course, but Fire Goddess. I'm trying to remember. And then I found this bright crystal strand, and I'm going to do it super duper inexpensive. Tracy Ann Pruder says, Ann, does anybody know? Can confirm. I don't know for sure. That sounds familiar, but I don't want to say yes or no. This is a kind of golden crystal disco ball strand. It's really fun and really flashy. But I think, like, for me, this goes really well with, like, the garnets. Like, I love that kind of combo together. And it's just a fun little glass strand. It is about 8.5 millimeter rounds, faceted rounds, and it's a 9-inch strand. And there's one. It's $3. I just found it. I said, let's just give it a really good price. Oh, we sold the 35. Thank you so much. Somebody grabbed those. Thank you, thank you. Okay, that's 35. This is 36. Why, yes, 37 is a pendant by Harry. We have this little doll face pendant. Kind of cool, kind of creepy, kind of great for Halloween, I think. That's the kind of thing you could make really creepy, I think, if you wanted to. But it could also be very sweet. Like, Depends how you played that, right? We just sold 36. Thank you so much. So this could go either way. This is about 33.5 millimeters by 46. Suzanne says, cool for Halloween, right? Like, I think that could be super cool for Halloween. You could do something with the eyes if you wanted to. You could create, who knows? That's so cool. You can do a lot with that. So YES 37 if you want that. Put 36 away. That has sold. And it says, so creepy. It's like the frozen Charlottes. They're always so creepy to me. I know, right? I know. Oops, somebody else just tried to grab 36. Sorry, that's already sold. YES 38. Let me see. There's some more of Harry's stuff. I want to show more of Harry's stuff. Maybe not that one. Harry's always getting us some fun stuff. You don't always get a chance to get it out. Get to see it once, twice, and it gets hidden sometimes away. Let me get the whole box up here. Because Harry just sent us some new bowls and things, and I haven't had a chance to fully unpack and look through stuff yet, but we'll be doing some of those in an episode coming up too, for sure. I know there were some people who already requested some stuff from him, so I need to get in touch with them as well, because they did arrive, and they arrived safely, thankfully. Okay, this is kind of fun. This is from Harry. YES 38 is this pendant. Kind of a frilly moon face pendant. That is 54.5 millimeters. And for as big as it is, it's super light. Super, super light. It's really not heavy at all. So one of those available. Alright, let's see what else I've got in here. YES 39. Susan says 38 is stunning. I think it's so fun, right? It's so nice. And let's see here. Tuck in YES 39 down here. I love this one. This is a beautiful raku. Look at that raku glaze he was able to get on that. All those beautiful, shiny, shimmery colors. With that eye in the middle. Again, even though it's a big pendant, the raku clay is pretty lightweight, which is really nice on these. And that is about 54 by 61.5 with the bail. And we'll end the night on another. Let's find another piece of Harry's that I want to show you. We'll end the night on that. Let's dig up something good in this box. It's not hard, that's for sure. How about this? We did one face before. Let's do this face. YES 40, $10 is the old man face, the mustachioed gentleman's face. So if you wanted a set of face pendants, who doesn't want a set of face pendants? You've got YES 37 and YES 40. And 40 is approximately 23 millimeters by 42 millimeters. All right. And that, my friends, is the show for tonight. Thank you all for hanging out with me and for, commenting and sharing and giving all those good thumbs ups and happy face emojis and all that good stuff, all the good energy you bring to the show with you. We really do appreciate it. Again, just to recap for tomorrow, I will have our friend Cindy in the store tomorrow. Looks like she's coming between noon and 1. So depending on how long they are, I may do a live from like 4 to 6 or so. We'll see how it goes. Who knows? Maybe they'll stay and do a live with me. Who knows what we'll get into? And so the live may come tomorrow afternoon. If they're with me and we're still working on projects and things all day, then I'm of course not going to rush them out to work on a live. So we may skip the live and I'll come directly home and do the Creative Make-Along tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So get ready to get your Zoom on tomorrow. I will be sending out the email tomorrow morning. So check your email for the Zoom link tomorrow morning. I also always post the link in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group and pin it to the top. I pin it to the featured posts or whatever they call it in the groups nowadays, but it gets pinned to the top so that you can always find it there on the day of the Zoom. All right. So I'm looking forward to as many people that can attend as possible tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm going to be making, but I hope you'll come and make stuff with me. Get a project ready, maybe a UFO, one of those unfinished objects you've been working on, right? And come on down, get your Zoom on, and hang out with us, and we will have a great evening together. Generally, we go from 7:30 to like at least 9, sometimes 9:30, somewhere in there. It's usually an hour and a half to 2 hours long. But you can float in any time. Don't be afraid to come in at like 8 if you can't make it right at 7:30. You can join anytime. We do have people who float in and out. So feel free, if you're running a little late, feel free to still come on in. All right. Thank you all again for hanging out with me tonight. Kimberly's planning to be there. Nice. Susan says good night. Suzanne says everyone have a good night. Hope Andrew gets better fast. Thank you. Send the good vibes to him, and we will be, I doubt he'll be here for the Creative Make-Along tomorrow, but we'll see. He might be able to make it, depending on how he's feeling. But yeah. Thank you so much. Have a great night, everyone. Bye now.